So tell me a little bit about your show. It sounds incredible. How did it all begin?
So this all began through a lot of discussions and a lot of years, I guess, in preparation. We were used to doing shows helping one homeowner at a time, and when we made when the discussion started happening for this new show, we thought, okay, let's target organizations that have a large impact in their community, and help them so that they can have a larger reach and more of an impact for their community now and for generations to come. So that's where Holmes Family Effect was born.
Which it's such a wonderful opportunity and job for us. I couldn't have asked to be filming a better series. Like Michael was saying, we started off helping one homeowner or one family at a time. And slowly we've gotten to this point where we can have a bigger reach and help a community, help so many other people, which has just been such an amazing feeling for us.
Nice. And what would you say was the biggest challenge about doing the show?
That's the biggest challenge, I think.
Go ahead. You go
Sure.
first and then I'll answer after.
It's so hard doing these sometimes, but the biggest challenge I'd say doing this show, honestly, is where do you stop? It's hard to say no to organizations that you can't help. It's hard to put a limit on how much you want to do or can do. All of these organizations that we worked with they made a massive impact in their community, and there were organizations that we wanted to shine a bigger spotlight on. So really it was setting those limits and then saying no to other organizations because there were so many that deserved our help.
And not necessarily a no, but a not right now, because we can only help and reach so many people at a time, and that is so difficult. Is how do you like Michael said, how do you stop? But there's also time constraints, and that's always another struggle. We did travel a bit for this series, which I love to do, but you still have to stick to a time frame, and you want to do as much as you can for each organization and help as many people as you can, while sticking in your time constraint and just doing the best you really can at all times.
And what are some of the organizations that you're helping this year or on this series?
So on this series, we helped, I'll say it in order that I believe they're being aired. We started with Judith Nighman Secondary School, which was it's a trade school in Brampton, Ontario. Not all students learn the same way. Personally for myself, I learn better hands-on, and that's exactly what this caters to. And it helps, and it helps encourage the youth to get into the skilled trades because there's a lot of great career options there. Then the next one we did was Solid State. This was a group of dreamers and some of the smartest
young entrepreneurs, which was amazing. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just
no, that's okay, Sherry. Why don't you take this one? Because that way we go back and forth. That way I'm not doing all the talking because I know I talk a lot.
Okay. So with Solid State, it was a young group of entrepreneurs that all wanted to start their own businesses and prove to their community that youth can have sort of a bad rap where they're from, but they're working so hard to establish themselves and further themselves and just be better and help their community as much as they can, which is really so amazing because when I was that age, I was a lot less responsible than these kids are, and they were just so well-spoken, so amazing, and just so great for their community.
Yeah, and they weren't afraid to challenge the status norm, like the status quo. Sorry, I was like, what am I saying here? They were an incredible group of young adults.
And this episode was filmed in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. And after we finished that, we moved on to Working Gear, which was filmed in Vancouver, BC, again in Canada, which was actually one of the more moving episodes for me. Not that it was my favorite, but I just, when you do certain jobs and you meet certain people, this one really had a big impact for me. Michael, you let me say the last one. You can go on with Working Gear.
Well, thank you, Sherry. Working Gear, it's located in the downtown Lower East Side in Vancouver, and they help the homeless population get back on their feet. There's a big stigma with homelessness that they just, well, I won't get into the stigma because I think a lot of people know what it is, but what I want to focus on is that they want to get back to work. They want to get back on their feet. And that's exactly what Working Gear focuses on. And then we have the last one, last but not least, which is the Fort. And that's located in Smithville, Ontario. Go ahead, Sherry.
Well, thank you. Smithville is another cold area, but beautiful, stunning. It's a gorgeous area, very small town. But the fort is kind of catered towards young teenagers and the youth who don't always have a wonderful place to go, whether that could be home life, or they're having trouble with friends at school. It gives them a place to study. It gives them a place to learn. The people who run the fort are teaching them life skills. They're teaching them how to cook and how to run their household, how to do interviews, how to write up a resume. So it's really a place that's catered towards youth to put them on the path of a successful adult career-driven life, instead of kind of missing that opportunity of having a safe place and maybe choosing the wrong path and getting into a bit of trouble.
Yeah, it's a very loving place where they focus on supporting each other, being there for each other, and giving them an experience that they may not have outside of the fort.
Wow, that is incredible. So walk me through what you'd see in each episode. Do you just go and surprise them like on Home Makeover, or do they know that you're coming?
So
no, we get to surprise them. Sorry, you can keep going, but I love surprises.
Yeah, we surprise them. So there's that element. We toy with them a bit. I'm not going to give away how we surprise them and got the cameras in there, but we have a method of how we do that, and where it keeps it real. And they actually, believe it or not, don't know what's happening. And there's a surprise element. There's an element of getting to know the nominators and the heroes of each organization, getting to know some of the members of the organizations. There's a lot of heartfelt moments. There's a transformation. I kind of always say it's like when you're baking a cake and you have all the perfect ingredients. That's the analogy I use for this show. It's got all the right ingredients for that perfect cake, in my unbiased opinion.
It's definitely a roller coaster for the emotions and kind of just a good vibe show, which I think is really important for us right now as a whole.
And now, how did you film during the pandemic? That's what I'm curious about. Or were the restrictions different in Canada?
No, so that's a really interesting question. So when we began filming this series, COVID wasn't a thing. So we filmed 2 shows in Ontario, flew to Vancouver, and started filming our 3rd show for the season. And that's when it was declared a national pandemic. We kind of got shut down on the job site. So we were told we had to pack up and we had to move back home. I thought that it was going to be a 2-week hiatus. We'd be back to work. Everything would be fine. And we were down for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Before we could go. And so we're helping these amazing organizations. Pardon me, I just kind of blanked there for a second. So we're helping these organizations, and we just had to stop. There is no explanation. You're not allowed to be there. You're not allowed to be with other people. So we did have to shut down. And then once we could get back to filming, of course, there is a lot of restrictions. And currently we're filming another series, and we get COVID testing done once a week to make sure, which will be done even more frequently soon, just to make sure that we're all safe and following our guidelines.
Wow, but you got it done during a pandemic. I'm impressed. That's impressive.
And there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah,
I agree. And can you say anything about your new show, or is that a super secret project for now?
I can't say anything about the new show, and the focus. We want to make sure the focus is on Holmes Family Effect, which is airing tonight. So we're really excited for everyone in the United States to watch our new show and let us know what you think.
And I'm so excited to share our show with the United States. It's about time. We get asked so many times when it's coming to the States, and it's finally coming, and I can't wait for everyone to see it and let us know how much you like it. Oh, you better like it.
I already know I'm going to love it. So where can we follow you on social media so we could follow along? Are you going to be tweeting along or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll probably hop on Twitter, check in and follow along. But, where I like to engage most with people is on Instagram, and it's at Mike Holmes Jr.
And I am at Sherry Holmes on Instagram, and it's just Sherry Holmes. Just see a photo of me, and we'll probably be following through. I'm mostly on Instagram as well, so catch us there.
I will definitely send you a follow right now. Thank you so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate you, both of you.
It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you,
Likewise. Yep, and I can't wait to talk again soon.
Absolutely. Stay safe.
You too. Bye.
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 Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.